Good morning, everyone. See, yesterday we had done psychology of testing, right? Today we will start with approaches of testing. So, in that approaches of testing, we are testing in the small towards testing in the large. Now, what does that mean? When you are given a project, we will always start testing a component, and then we gradually we go up with different other components, and finally the collection of all components to a single system. So we cannot test the whole system as a, the entire system as a whole. Rather, we go from small to large. Okay. So now this we have already discussed regarding unit testing. Okay, what is unit testing? It focuses on the verification effort on the smaller units of software design, or you can say it is testing of a simple component or a module. Okay. We have already done what are stubs and drivers. Remember what are stubs and drivers? If we have done in our software engineering topic, what is stub and what is driver? Anybody? Who remembers this? What is a stub and what is a driver and why we make use of stubs and drivers in unit component testing? Any idea? See, when we are doing a unit testing, yes, anybody who wants to speak? Okay, so whenever you are doing a unit testing, we want to test one single component. Okay, but how we can test a single component? We need to have an adjacent component to test that our component. For example, if we have a login page, okay, उसमें क्या रहेगा? टेक्स्ट बॉक्स दो रहेंगे, एक रहेगा लॉगिन आईडी एंड अदर वन विल बी पासवर्ड प्रोवाइडेड लॉगिन आईडी का जो कंपोनेंट है दैट इज रेडी ओके सो आई वांट टू टेस्ट दैट लॉगिन टेक्स्ट बॉक्स का जो भी है मुझे वो टेस्ट करना है ओके बट हाउ विल आई टेस्ट दैट सिंगल कंपोनेंट I need to have that password component also ready. But when both the components are ready and we are doing a testing, then it is called as integration testing. Okay. But when we are doing a single component, what we make sure is we will create a new component which will be a dummy product. Okay, which will be a dummy product and that will just act as a dummy product in order to support testing my first component. That means whenever you are doing a unit testing, okay, and if your first component is ready for unit testing and other components are not ready, so what you will do, you will create a dummy product, okay. You will not create a complete product but a dummy product to just check that the component which I am testing is working properly or not. So for that reason, okay, for those dummy components which we are creating are called as stubs and drivers. Remember that we have done, okay? So ये जो lower components हैं, those are called as stubs. और जो main upper components हैं, those are called as drivers. For example, this is my module. ये पूरा जो है वो मेरा सिस्टम है ओके जिसमें से ये जो मॉड्यूल है ये मॉड्यूल को मुझे टेस्ट करना है आई वांट टू टेस्ट दिस मॉड्यूल so how will I test this module? Okay, my other modules are still on the process of developing. I have not completed my other components. So I want to test this module. Okay, if I want to test this module with the lower component module which are not ready, so what we will do, we will create a dummy component which is not fully developed but a dummy component. Okay, and we call it as stub. We call it as stub. अगर lower components है तो उसको हम stub बोलेंगे and it is not completely ready, it is dummy. And with the help of the stub, we will check whether my module is working properly or not. Okay. And if my upper components, main components are not ready, okay, and I have to check my module with those main components, then that component is considered to be a driver. See, if you are working with C++, okay, we always start with the main function. Yeah? We always our main upper component is what main function. If the main function is not ready, okay, and we want to test our component with the main function, so what will happen? We will create a dummy component called drivers. Okay, similarly, if my lower components are not ready and if I want to work with the module created with the lower components, okay, then we will create stubs. So did you get that both are dummy components? Both are dummy components, but what happens is when the lower components are not ready, we are create dummy component for the lower this thing, then it is called as stubs and the main component okay which is starting from up then that is called as drivers. Okay, so this is how we make use of stubs and drivers in a unit testing. Any doubts you have, you can ask. If you have any doubts, you can ask. See, because a component is not a standalone program, the driver or a stub software must be developed for each unit testing. Okay, that is must. Unit testing मतलब right, you have to test only one component. पर वो टेस्ट करने के लिए कुछ तो आपको चाहिए. तो वो अगर रेडी नहीं है, if that is not ready, then you have to create some dummy component, okay, which is not completely ready, okay. So जो जो inputs या जो भी है वो थोड़ा use करके we create a dummy component that is called as stubs and drivers. But drivers are what? Those are nothing more than a main program, okay, and stubs are those lower level components, okay, or the lower level modules. Those are called as stubs. Can you tell me main program or the drivers are called as calling function or calling modules, okay, and the stubs are called as called modules. They might ask you, okay. So जो main function है वो call करता है, right? So those are called as calling modules or yes components, which is called as drivers, and the stubs are called as called modules, which is called as this stubs. Fine. So that is what is meant by your unit testing. Now coming to integration testing. So integration testing is again there also you can make use of stubs and drivers. But see, top modules is tested with stubs. Here you are working with set of modules. Okay, there we were checking with only a single component, खाली एक component. यहाँ पर you can see A, B, C, D सब ready है, तो वो check कर सकते हैं ना. A के साथ B को integrate करो, B के साथ C को integrate करो, C के साथ D को integrate करो, okay, और check करो since all those are ready. But these are highlighted with gray. They are not ready, so that can be replaced with stub, and you can do the integration part. Okay. Similarly, ये यहाँ जा रहा है. So you're like B to C, C to B, B to A. Okay, that you can check. ऊपर, bottom up. Okay. So in that case, you can make use of these drivers. F and G are main components because it is going no bottom to up integration. There you can make use of drivers. Similar kind of concept. But here you can have more components which are ready. Only 2 or 3 components are not ready, which is replaced with stubs and drivers. Okay, now coming to, so here in unit testing and integration testing, the main concept you have to understand is driver and stubs. Hope that is clear to you. Driver is always your calling function, and stubs are always your called function. So you can replace it with stubs and drivers every time. Okay, now acceptance testing. So yesterday Prashant was asking me regarding those testing, right? So see, acceptance testing. No, before that, let us have the validation testing. So here we are validating each function or performance characteristic. It is conforms to its specification. Um, what they expect is validation and verification. Difference, we know it, right? What is verification and what is validation? Is there any difference or is it same? Validation and verification. Is it same or is it different? कोई कोटा market, Can you tell me the difference?
हेलो मैम।
Yeah, tell me.
मैम वैलिडेशन और वेरिफिकेशन ना मैम।
Yes.
मैम वैलिडेशन मैम जैसे मैम अभी मैं मतलब अभी जैसे मैम वोटिंग आ रहा है तो मैम मुझे उसके लिए 18+ वैलिड होना चाहिए। अगर मैम 18+ नहीं हो तो मैम मैं वैलिड नहीं हूँ मैम वोट करने के लिए।
Okay. Any other answer? Sanju, can you repeat again?
हेलो मैम।
हाँ बोलो.
मैम वैलिडेशन मतलब मैम जैसे मैम अभी वोटिंग आ रहा है मैम तो मुझे उसके लिए 18+ वैलिड अगर मैम 18+ नहीं हो तो मैम आई एम नॉट वैलिड फॉर मैम वोटिंग मैम।
No, Baba, not that. Validation and verification as per your testing, what does it mean, beta? No one?
Ma'am, ma'am,
See, verification is you are verifying the documents, you are verifying all the documentation which is done. Okay, but what is validation? Validation is executing and checking whether your code is working properly or not. आर यू गेटिंग इट? वेरिफिकेशन क्या होता है? आप वेरीफाई कर रहे हो कि डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो भी मैंने स्टेक होल्डर से लिए हैं, कस्टमर से लिए हैं, इज इट करेक्ट और नॉट? वेरीफाइंग whether you have designed properly or not, whether the coding which you have written is right or not. Okay, so that it is valid for the entry criteria. Okay. Okay, now validation is what? Validation is you are executing and checking whether my system is working properly or not, or whether the code is working properly or not. Okay, so now validation is understood. What do you mean by validation? There we check, we give the input. जो black box testing होता है, जो white box testing होता है, those are coming under validation testing. Hope I am clear. Now acceptance testing. See, acceptance testing is also a kind of testing where we check whether our software is working properly or not in the normal work environment. Okay. Okay, so here, see, whenever you do your acceptance testing, you have to do it after completing the development of the product. Okay, there you have two types of testing. You can have alpha testing and beta testing. Okay, Prashant, the question which you have asked me yesterday is related. This answer is related to that. Okay, so yesterday the testing which we were doing was in the testing process, but here in this we are doing alpha and beta testing, which happens after the development or after the launching of the product. Okay, here alpha testing is done under the supervision of the developers at the developer site. Okay, whereas beta testing is done in the presence or by the customer, in the presence or without the presence of the developer. Understand the difference. Beta testing कब होता है? Customer try करता है, there is no presence of developer over there. So customer has to check whether he is satisfied with the product or not, whether the requirements which he has given is available in that product or not. Okay, without the help of the developer. अभी alpha testing में क्या होता है? That is completely tested by the customer under the supervision of the developer. Okay, so that is what the difference is which we have in our alpha testing and beta testing. So for the exam, you can get such kind of questions, because this is since a multiple choice question, such kind of questions will come to you. So when you learn, make sure कि ऐसे वाले definitions are clear to you. Okay, 80 to 90% questions will be like this. Any doubt in this alpha testing and beta testing? Hope this is clear. Okay, even that validation part is clear. Validation and verification. See, all are almost the same. Validation, verification. They are coming under the same category, but we get sometimes get doubt कि validation क्या होता है, verification क्या होता है, ये same है कि नहीं. So all this kind of doubts are obvious to come, but you have to be clear with the concept. That's all. Okay, Prashant, see, beta testing is tested by the customer. Okay, validation is not done by the customer. Validation is done by the programmer or the tester who is testing the program after the coding is done, not after the system is generated. Okay, the system जब product ready होने के बाद ये acceptance testing होता है. Alpha testing and beta testing is done after the entire product is after the entire product is developed. Okay, but validation is done when? Validation is done during the test process. टेस्ट प्रोसेस के टाइम पे वो वैलिडेशन होता है. सी व्हाट इज दैट एसडीएलसी. सी नेक्स्ट जो है वही है ना, this one. Okay, you have requirement, you have design, you have deployment, you have testing. See, when you do this testing, yahan par validation verification comes into picture. Okay, then you go to it's not actually maintenance, then you go to what you say, launching the system. जो भी है, your system is ready, वो टाइम पे आपका acceptance testing होता है. So understand the difference. वैलिडेशन थोड़ी हम उसके बाद करेंगे सॉफ्टवेयर बनाने के बाद. नो, वैलिडेशन इज डन ड्यूरिंग द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. होप आई एम क्लियर, राइट? ओके. So this is testing during development life cycle. I don't think this requires explanation. Chalo, let's go to the next one. That is requirement traceability metrics. So here in requirement traceability metrics, this is used to trace the requirement to the test that are needed to verify whether the requirements are fulfilled or not. Okay. So here it actually gives us the relationship. ये जो requirement traceability metrics है, यहाँ पर they actually provide us the relationship between the requirement, okay, and requirement and the test case. Either see if you see the table down, है ना, यहाँ पर क्या है? We have various business requirement. We always draw this table, that is requirement traceability metrics इसको बोलते हैं, जहां पर हम ऐसे टेबल बनाते हैं, राइट? सो एज पर आवर बिजनेस और एज पर द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन वी हैव 5 different requirements. Okay, and each requirement is corresponding to different test cases. For example, it might happen ki for the first requirement I may do 3 to 4 test cases. In the second requirement I might do 2 test cases. So we should always map, like my first test case is with respect to my first requirement, my second test case is again with respect to my first requirement. तो ये ऐसा मैपिंग होना जरूरी है. Okay, as abhi once see, it is not it is not that ki once you have created the requirement traceability metrics, you cannot add on. You can add on the number of requirement into this table. Okay, and with respect to this you can add on the test case IDs also. So why we are doing it? We are doing it just to see that each and every requirement has been tested properly. Okay, यहाँ पर for example यहाँ पर देखो एक ही टेस्ट केस क्रिएट किया हुआ है. इफ यू विश टू डू मोर, यू कैन डू मोर. ओके, शायद आपके एक ही टेस्ट में उसने पास बता दिया, इसके वजह से यू हैव डन ओनली. बट हियर वी आर मैपिंग और वी आर सीइंग दैट एवरी टेस्ट केस हैज अ रिक्वायरमेंट और एवरी रिक्वायरमेंट हैज बीन टेस्टेड प्रॉपर्ली. Okay, are we clear? So it is, in short, it captures, here you can see, it captures all the requirements processed by the client, and required traceability in a single document. And if this is delivered, it clearly concludes that if each requirement is being tested, or every test case has been connected to the requirement which is being given by the customer. Okay, so this is why, that is why we call it as traceability. We are tracing. Each requirement has test case, and each test case is with respect to the requirement which is given by the customer. Are we clear? If you are not clear, please ask questions. See here, I'll explain this once again. See, requirement traceability metrics. It is actually a kind of document. Okay, it's a kind of document. Now, why we make use of this document? To ensure that each requirement, ये जो है business requirement defined for the system, are linked. Okay, are linked at every point during the verification process. अभी वो वेरिफिकेशन प्रोसेस या वैलिडेशन प्रोसेस जो भी हम करते हैं फॉर द रिक्वायरमेंट, वी डू इट थ्रू अ टेस्ट केस, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, ये जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स है ये किसने दिए हुए हैं? ये कस्टमर के दिए हुए रिक्वायरमेंट है, राइट? तो ये रिक्वायरमेंट मैंने इसका कोडिंग किया, और उसको मुझे टेस्ट करना है। एक एक का हमने रिक्वायरमेंट का कोडिंग बनाया या फंक्शनैलिटी बनाया, यू कैन कॉल इट एज फंक्शनैलिटी ऑल्सो। Okay, and we are doing a test case for this particular requirement. Now for example, अगर एक टेक्स्ट बॉक्स बनाना है जिसपे जीमेल आईडी, सो वी आर क्रिएटिंग वो टेक्स्ट बॉक्स के लिए टेस्ट केसेस। सो टेस्ट केस 1, टेस्ट केस 2, टेस्ट केस 3, तो टिल 3 आई एम गिवन अ पास रिजल्ट, मतलब 3 टेस्ट केसेस होने के बाद आई एम डन विथ the functionality is working properly, I have tested it properly. Okay, then I go for my second requirement. Second requirement के लिए T1D, that is your test case ID. This is your test case ID. So test case ID 4 and 5 is related to the requirement number 2. Okay, test case 6 is related to the requirement number 3. So that way we are creating a table. Now why we do it? Why we are doing it? We are tracing, or here we are doing it to trace that each and every requirement has been tested properly. Okay, each and every requirement has been developed as per the given criteria, or as per the given criteria by the customer. Okay, but वो टेस्ट करना भी जरूरी है ना, डेवलपर ने डेवलप करके रखा है, पर वो टेस्ट करना भी जरूरी है। इसके लिए जब हम ये टेबल बनाते हैं, वी एंश्योर दैट ईच एंड एवरी रिक्वायरमेंट हैज बीन टेस्टेड प्रॉपरली। सो दैट इज व्हाई वी आर ट्रेसिंग, इसलिए हम यहाँ पर क्रॉस डालते हैं। ये ईच टेबल में यू कैन फाइंड अ क्रॉस, दैट मीन्स every requirement has been tested minimally, it has been tested at least by once, correct? So we are tracing from requirement to the test cases, and we are also tracing that each test cases is being tested for the requirement which is given by the customer only. कुछ extra scope डाल के हमने टेस्ट नहीं किया है, जो कस्टमर ने हमको रिक्वायरमेंट दिया है उसके ऊपर ही हमने टेस्ट केस बनाए हैं, वो भी हम ट्रेस कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर। Are we clear? Okay, so it's a simple document, which helps us to trace whether each requirement has been tested or not. Students, please rejoin. Okay, after this, immediately you can rejoin. If you need a break, I'll give you a break of 5 minutes and join. Up to you, how you want it to be. So here, in this requirement traceability testing, you have two types: forward traceability and the other one is backward traceability. In forward traceability, it is used to check whether the project progress in the desired direction. It is used to check whether the project progresses in the desired direction. That is called as forward traceability. That is, you are marking the requirement to the test cases. And आप क्या देख रहे हो कि ये जो हमारा प्रोजेक्ट है वो एक्चुअली जैसे हमने प्लान किया है उसके हिसाब से जा रहा है कि नहीं. So that is why we are marking from the requirement to the test case. Okay. Now, if we map test case to the requirement, then it is considered to be backward. Why? Because पहले तो आपका requirement आएगा, उसके बाद आप test case plan करोगे, right? So when your requirement come first and then you create your test case, then that you are going in a proper direction and you are seeing कि जो भी मैंने requirements के लिए coding किया है, I am testing that particular requirement whether it is progressing as per desire. So we are going in a forward direction. But once you have your requirement and once you have your test cases ready, and later on, if you want to check whether the test cases which you have created is for the requirement which you have been given, that is called as backward traceability testing. मतलब जो भी आपने टेस्ट केसेस क्रिएट किए हैं दैट इज विद इन द स्कोप ओके यू हैव नॉट क्रिएटेड द टेस्ट केसेस फॉर द रिक्वायरमेंट विच इज नॉट गिवन बाय द कस्टमर वो भी आप चेक कर रहे हो so that is called as your backward or reverse traceability. So here it makes sure in the backward traceability, it makes sure that we are not expanding the scope of the project by adding functionality which is actually not there in the requirement. So are we clear with this concept of traceability requirement? Any doubts you can ask? Requirement traceability metrics. Just a second. Okay. Yeah. Tell me. Are we clear with this concept of requirement traceability metrics? Any doubts, please ask. So this is also a part of your documentation. Documentation में ये भी एक artifact add हो जाएगा. So no doubt. So shall we go to the next topic? Okay. So first is test strategy. These are the prerequisites for testing. So here, what are the prerequisites? First is test strategy, testing plan, test cases, test data, and test environment. So anyone who can tell me what could be test strategy? Now you can explain one by one. Chalo, now you speak up. Except for Prashant, Sheldon, or Amisha, anybody who can speak? What is test strategy? चलो मेक इट फास्ट. चुप ही बैठना है क्या लेक्चर में आके? कुछ नहीं करना है, ना ही यस डालना है, ना नो डालना है. मैम विल स्पीक एंड आई विल बी सिटिंग देयर डूइंग नथिंग. दिस शुड नॉट बी द एटीट्यूड ना. Speak up one by one, or should I call up the names? See, all these things we have already done, so you have to speak up. अभी नहीं बात करोगे तो कैसे चलेगा? That is why some of the students have failed for practicals. They don't want to open their mouth. God knows why. And then from next year, you have to attend various interviews. So you have to speak up your mind if you have to want to work. Those who want to go for studies, that is a different matter. Still, you have to speak up. You have to ask your doubts. कुछ नहीं करना है आप लोगों को. Okay, Nikhil is saying test strategy means planning the test sequence. Perfect, good. Or you can say that in order to achieve various test objectives, and if you want to uh, plan out certain things, there we make use of test strategy. So test strategy में क्या क्या आ सकता है? Like the type of testing best suits our requirements. Okay, the sequence in which the tests are to be performed. As I told you, one test might depend on the other test. Okay, so those things or those strategies we are making under your test strategy. Okay, Nikhil has answered. Now anybody else who can answer for this test plan, testing plan? See, test plan and test strategy is almost similar. Like, see, test strategy में क्या है? You are setting certain guidelines, okay? That helps us to or that explains like how the testing needs to be done. What are the designs and how we are supposed to do the testing? What testing will come or what will be the sequence of testing? कौन सा requirement पहले test करना है, बाद में कौन सा करना है? That is called as a strategy, so that we do the best testing for this particular functionality. Okay, but in test plan what we do, we are defining the scope, right? We are defining the objective of testing. Then there we also, yeah, we plan out the project activities that are to be carried out. किसको कौन सा task देना है? ओके, कौन से ऑर्डर पे ये निकलना है, किसको कौन सा टास्क देना चाहिए, लाइक वेरियस अदर्स आल्सो, लाइक कैसे कब शेड्यूल करना है, हु विल बी हेडिंग दिस. So all these are coming under the test plan. So test strategy and test plan can be compared this way. Yes. Okay. Now coming to test cases. Now, what are test cases which we have done yesterday? For the test case, you will first check the scenario or what is the scenario. उसके हिसाब से आप इनपुट दोगे, कंडीशन दोगे और उसके हिसाब से आपका आउटपुट आएगा. आउटपुट जो आता है दैट इज योर एक्चुअल आउटपुट एंड एक्सपेक्टेड आउटपुट यू विल कंपेयर विथ एंड सी वेदर योर टेस्ट केस इज पास और fail. So this the test case you do is you do it for each and every software function as per the set of requirements which is given by the customer. So these are test cases. See, all these are called as artifacts. Okay, all these are called as artifacts, testing artifacts, test case, test data, test environment. Okay, test data is clear. The data which we give to test your system. Okay, what kind of data you give that way. And test environment is the platform on which you will be testing. It can be automated tools you can make use of, or you can do it manually also. Okay, so these are called as test artifacts. They are coming under test artifacts. So ये सब इसके अंदर आएगा and it is considered to be 5 essentials of software testing. So hope the strategy and planning is clear to you, the difference between them. Then test case, test data, and test environment. See, what is a workbench here? See, workbench is if I define them, workbench is a way of documenting how a specific activity has to be performed. Documenting, understand this, documenting, okay, how a specific activity has to be performed. So here the workbench can be determined or it can be referred as phases which you are involving, the steps you are involving, or you can also see the task. Okay, a set of tasks. So, and every task which you are putting in the workbench should have some defined input and entrance criteria. जो भी टास्क आप डालते हो उसके लिए एक प्रॉपर स्पेसिफाइड इनपुट या एंट्रेंस क्राइटेरिया होना जरूरी है. So how you are documenting and how documenting here you are documenting how a proper activity or specific activity has to be performed. Okay, so here that is what you mean by a workbench. What they have given here is a workbench concept is a method of scheduling that how a particular action has to be executed. Yes, same. Okay, how a specific activity has to be performed. वो आप एक जैसे हमारा बेंचमार्क कैसे रहता है वैसे ही वर्क बेंच यू हैव टू स्पेसिफिकली डॉक्यूमेंटेड कि ये एक्टिविटी कैसा परफॉर्म होना चाहिए. So for that, what are the actions required? Input, execute, check, and product output, and then the rework. These are the actions which you have to perform for a workbench. Please go through this, all the 5. Next is important features of testing process. Easy to operate, stability, observability, easy to understand, and decomposability. So important features of testing process, please read it, okay? If you have any doubts, you can ask. Again and again, I'm telling you this, okay? And I'm just moving to the next topic so that, all these things you can read and understand. Now, misconception about testing. Testing can find all bugs. So these are the misconceptions which we have. Test misconceptions are testing can find all bugs. So here in the first one, exhaustive testing is impossible. This is one of the basic principle you have in testing. See, exhaustive testing means what? Every permutation and combination test करना is difficult. For example, जितना भी inputs हो, okay, वो सब input डाल के check करना whether my system is working properly or not. It is not feasible. Okay, how much ever you do the testing, the bugs, some at least 5 to 10% of bugs remain in the software. You cannot have a bug-free software. This is what they say. Okay, the testing can show the presence of defect but cannot prove that there is no defect. There, till now, it has been not proved that a software is bug free. Okay, it can show the presence of defects, but it cannot prove that there are no defects. Even testing cannot find bugs if it's not the proof that the software is bug free. Okay. So here, what you can maximum do is, as I always say, you have to prioritize your test. How much risk that the testing में जो भी आपको errors या bugs दिख रहे हैं, कितना risk उस पे है, how much it is going to affect the system. That you have to check and make sure that high risk things are removed from the system. वो आप कर सकते हो. But you cannot have 100% bug-free software. So that is why they call it as exhaustive testing is not possible. Each and every input you test, you check, and then you sit for that. It's not possible because we have certain constraints which has to be followed, especially time and a budget. Okay, which is not possible. Testing can happen at the end. This is also another misconception which is going through. See, testing can some people feel that coding के बाद ही testing हो सकता है. It is not that way because coding के बाद जो testing होता है, that is called as validation. You are just checking whether the system is working as per the requirement given by the user. Okay, but पहले से ही अगर आपका requirement ही आपको गलत मिल रहा है या आपने नोट डाउन ही गलत किया है एंड एट द एंड जो आपने नोट डाउन किया है उसके हिसाब से आप रिक्वायरमेंट या फंक्शन बनाओगे तो गलती स्टार्टिंग रिक्वायरमेंट में ही हो गई सो यू आर कैरिंग दैट मिस्टेक टिल द एंड and at the end you're testing which is not possible. So right from the requirement you have to check, you have to proofread whether the requirement which is taken by the customer is exactly what the customer requires because जो there could be a miscommunication also. वो कुछ बोलता है मैं कुछ और लिखती हूँ because the understanding level could be different because customer is a layman and we are professionally looking into the things. So उसको कुछ सिंपल चाहिए रहेगा वो हम थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेट करके भी दे सकते हैं. So that kind of miscommunication can also happen. So that is why we always make sure that each and every level should have a testing right from the beginning, or that is from the requirement stage it should have. Hello, am I audible? Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Because for me it is showing that you have been muted. The participants cannot hear you. ऐसा कुछ बता रहा है. So check your audio. That is what. Okay. Fine. If I'm not audible, please put on the chat box. Okay. So testing can happen at the end. That is again a misconception. Fine. Anyone can test. Is that possible? Anyone can test? That is also not possible because the testing itself is a challenging task. Okay. Testing is where we try to find the bugs. Okay. That is prevention is better than cure. You have to prevent those tests, to become major. So we make sure it is done by a proper person or professional person so that maximum bugs is removed. So software testing is a passion and everyone cannot excel in it. It's a responsibility as a tester to convince the management that they are wrong, right? So it's a passion, it's a profession which everyone cannot excel in it. So anyone cannot test. ऐसा नहीं होता है. That is what they are saying. Okay. Test automation will replace manual testers and we can automate everything. See, automation tools are available, okay, and they are good enough to test also. But every testing cannot be automated. There could be codes where we have to do a manual testing. So it is not always, manual testing is not always replaced with the automated tools. So that is also a kind of misconception which the user has. Okay, so let's wind up here. Tomorrow, I have my lecture, so just read these principles of software testing and come. And you try to explain if there is anything you have doubts, we can clarify there. Okay, I'll end the meeting now. Children, hope you have taken the attendance.
Yes, ma'am, I took it.